We lost Aishwarya on the 3rd of May 1991. She was only 3 years old and she was beautiful. She died of congenital heart defect. We did everything we could to save her, but it was not to be. She loved music and she loved to dance. She loved her older sister very much. Her eyes sparkled with mischief and dreams. But still, we lost her. I think God gave her to me for a reason that has eluded me for a long time. It took me 20 years to be ready and able to tell the story. With the right treatment at the right time, almost every child with congenital heart defects can go on to live a normal life, to play and laugh and dream and be healthy. I knew I could not just stand by and grieve. I knew it was time to try and help save for so many parents what I had lost. In February 2008, inspired by my friend, I decided that I was going to spend my life helping children who could not afford these surgeries. I saw this as my calling, and Aishwarya Trust was born in March 2008. My father is the founder of Aishwarya Trust. I couldn't have done it without him. Thanks, Appa.
Congenital heart defects, or CHD, are caused by the abnormal development of the structure of the heart and its large arteries and veins. Early screening, detection, and timely corrective treatment is vital and can give the child an opportunity to lead a normal life. Every year in India, about 2 lakh children are born with congenital heart defects, of which only 5,000 get treated. Many of these untreated children will not live to even see their first birthday. Heart defects are among the most common birth defects in India and are a leading cause for infant mortality. Little is known about the cause of CHD, and the disease does not get the priority and visibility it deserves. With the right treatment, over 75% of infants born with heart defects will survive to lead a normal life.
Roughly 1% of all babies born have structural defects in the heart. And out of this, not all of them are lethal defects or very serious. Some of them are simple holes. Some of these holes will close on their own. Some are defects but with which you can live for a long time. But approximately half of these children will have something which is quite serious, that something needs to be done. And perhaps 60% of those would require that to be done in the first few weeks of life, which means that without surgery they have no chance of ever surviving.
Since her birth 4 years ago, Lakshmi has been living with a congenital heart defect. Her father, Dharmanath Prasad, is a contractual laborer earning daily wages and was unable to spend lakhs of rupees on her heart surgery. The family lives in a windowless room in a slum in Chennai and had very little hope of her survival.
टेस्ट सब लिए हैं, बोले कि ऑपरेशन करा दो, कराना ही पड़ेगा, सीरियस हो गया है, इसके ऊपर नहीं हो सकता है, करा लो जल्दी से, जितना जल्दी हो सके उतना जल्दी करा लो। मैं क्या क्या ठीक है आप कर दीजिए, फ्री हम कराने रेडी हैं। वो लोग टेस्ट पूरा लेकर और अपॉइंटमेंट दे दिए, अपॉइंटमेंट देकर हाथ करा दिया ऑपरेशन। वहाँ बहुत बहुत परेशानी था, हमको आशा नहीं था इस बच पाएगी हमारी बच्ची।
With successful surgery, Lakshmi has been given the chance to live a normal life, to learn, to play, and to dream.
2, 3, 4, 5.
But she is also a reminder of the thousands of little girls in India with heart defects who are yet to be identified and treated.
मेरे पास तो पैसा नहीं था, मैं अपने खाने पीने के लिए खर्चा खाली अपना हुआ, बाकी ऑपरेशन पैसा सब हॉस्पिटल वाले दिए। ऑपरेशन का पता नहीं, हम तो पेपर नहीं देखे, वो बोले कि जो भी खर्चा लगेगा 1.5 लाख 2 लाख जितना भी है इसका पहुँच है पूरा मैं दे दूंगा। बहुत बढ़िया, अभी अच्छा खेलती है, कूदती है, अभी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है इसको।
It is without doubt that the financial contribution and support of Aishwarya Trust has been crucial. Lakshmi, who was not so long ago fighting for her life, is now thriving.
ரொம்ப அழும் பொழுது ப்ளூ ஆகும், லிப்ஸ், நெயில்ஸ், கையெல்லாம், கால். ரொம்ப அழ மட்டும் விட மாட்டோம். ஃபுட்டு எடுக்கிறது கொஞ்சம் கம்மியாக இருக்குது.
If you insist that young couples should not have more than one child or 2 children perhaps, don't you think it's a responsibility of the state to ensure that those 2 children which are born are looked after and are healthy? I think it's a great pity that the public system in this country has collapsed so completely. It is the responsibility of the state to look after its citizens. In the Indian mentality, the first question people ask is it worth doing? As though it's a commodity. And the option being, why can't we have another child which is normal? As though the child which is born has no rights. And if it's a female child, it's even worse. If it's a boy, at least people would think a little bit before discarding that child. If it's a girl, there are not even second thoughts. Because when they're discarding normal girls, why would they not discard girls with heart defects? This is the sad reality.
Tabassum had her first surgery when she was 1 year old. She was fortunate to have the support of her entire family right through her first treatment. Some children with CHD must undergo multiple surgeries because of the complex nature of their condition. Tabassum is one of these children.
वो बच्चा पैदा हुआ गोसा आस्पत्रि में पैदा हुआ। वो आईने के वार्ड में रखे थे। बाद उन्होंने क्या भी बोले नहीं। एक बार हम रखे थे, उसके बाद बेबी हॉस्पिटल भेजे। बेबी हॉस्पिटल में भी हमें टेस्ट करने तब जाकर आओ बोले। जाकर आने को थे। बस जाकर आए कि पूछे 2 महीने के बाद फिर आओ बोले। फिर जाने में तुम्हारे बेबी को ऐसा हार्ट में प्रॉब्लम है माँ, तो मैं वो
बच्ची ब्लू हो जाती थी, पानी डाले तो बच्ची को ब्लू होकर सो जाती थी, ऊँची दूध नहीं बराबर पीती थी, वैसा से भी ज़रा प्रॉब्लम था। वहाँ जाकर ऑपरेशन करने टाइम को ज़रा डर था दिल में, फिर भी एक जाकर कर ले तो अच्छा जा कर रहे ना ज़रा बच्ची अब परवाह नहीं, अच्छी है बच्ची, फुल चेंज है, बहुत चेंज है, बहुत बच्ची को अच्छा अब देखती है, बात करती है, अब ज़रा अच्छा ये करती है, हंसती लोगों को सबको नहीं जाती है, अब ज़रा बैठती है, अभी ज़रा ये करती, अब ज़रा खेलती है अच्छा।
Her mother worries about Tabassum's final surgery. Will they be able to raise enough money again, or will the lack of it come in the way of her child's survival?
क्या भी मम्मी ये मालूम नहीं, अभी अल्लाह चेक करना हम ये हमें कितना की तकलीफ पड़ को कर को होगा, लेकिन और कैसा करेंगे हम मालूम नहीं, अल्लाह साथ देना।
Screening and identifying young children with heart defects is essential. Early surgery prevents recurrent pneumonia, severe hypertension in the lungs, and cardiac infections from developing. These complications can make the child inoperable and must be avoided at all costs.
We do get large number of children born with congenital heart disease who are not diagnosed soon after the birth, and many of them they come very late, so we cannot do any corrective surgery. Now, to avoid this, we have launched recently a fetal echocardiography program in which all the pregnant women will be screened for any birth heart defects. And in fact, we have already screened more than 1,000 ladies who are pregnant between 3 to 4 months. And we have picked up 3 patients, would-be patients rather. So these ladies, this woman will be shifted to Chennai, and they will be delivering in a very safe environment so that these children can be immediately operated.
Families in rural India have to travel many miles to reach a screening center. This involves travel costs and loss of income, especially for daily wage earners. This double disincentive often results in screening delays to the point of sometimes making it too late for treatment.
These blue babies generally present with what is called cyanosis, that is, they have bluish discoloration of the lips and the fingertips, and which increases on crying. So they may have something called cyanotic spells. When this blueness is too much, it causes decreased oxygen in the blood, so that it affects the brain. So they may even just have blackout episodes, or they may have even seizures. If you don't treat them, what happens? They are prone to having these kind of cyanotic spells, which may even cause death at times. And they are also prone to having strokes and abscess in the brain and such things. These screening camps are very useful because one thing is the parents are very eager to come and show their children. They certainly want an opinion. But how they take it from there depends on how we counsel them exactly. How we counsel them about the need for surgery, when it needs to be done, and the risk involved in surgery and the outcome. First thing they face is denial. They try to believe that nothing is wrong with the child. Once the outcome is good, these children do have a definitely normal lifestyle compared to other children. Many of them reach a stage when they become inoperable, what we call. That is, their lung pressures becomes too high, the risk of surgery is higher. We shouldn't let any of these children go into that stage. That is why early diagnosis, early pickup and early intervention is most important. And that too, the appropriate timing of surgery for any particular case itself is a great determinant of the good outcome.
Okay.
This child actually is 2-year-old and who was born with multiple defects in the heart. Normally what happens, the impure blood goes to the lungs and the pure oxygenated blood comes back to the heart in a chamber and then goes to the various organs. In his case, the part of the left lung was draining back to the impure side, and that's why he was blue. And not only that, he had a big hole in the heart, and the pressure inside the lungs, what we call pulmonary hypertension, was so severe that his operation was impractical according to many centers.
When he was born, people said that he's got long fingers and stuff like that, and hence he would be he would be artistic, and so we were very happy when he was born.
Shaurya's parents have spent the last 2 years trying to save their child. Most doctors in the country declared him inoperable. After a bout of pneumonia that almost led to his death, Shaurya was finally referred to a team of doctors in Chennai.
We've sent Shaurya's reports abroad to a lot of hospitals in America, but they always said that they want to see the child before they, come in, which is logical. But then again, we had an incident when we were flying from Bombay to Calcutta, and Shaurya turned blue on the flight, and he had to be given oxygen throughout the flight. So even that became a non-option for us to fly. So we've been taking a train everywhere.
We had a combined meeting with the cardiologist, and we looked at surgery as a feasible option in this child, but we tread with caution, because when others have said that this case may not be suitable for surgery, we had to do all the tests possible to make sure that our decision was right.
Shaurya is a naughty, playful, sensitive little boy. His developmental milestones have been delayed due to the complexity of his condition. But with this successful surgery, finally there is hope.
Okay. I'm not worried. Don't worry.
There are days when it's despair all the way, but if we are not positive, our emotions will rub off on him, and then he needs to be in an environment which is a positive environment. If we are not going to have hope, how are we going to give him hope?
Their perseverance brought their son into safe hands. How many other children like Shaurya will be able to find their own road to recovery?
Those 2.5, 3 hours, we were sitting outside waiting for somebody to tell us. And yes, when Dr. Bala came down and said that the surgery was successful, I think, that was one of the happiest moments of our life, no doubt.
When Chitra approached me, I was delighted to hear from her, that she wanted to do some social service in the name of Aishwarya, so which appealed to me very well, and then I carried on this work. As a founder, I am trying to do my best in my own way, and as far as physically it is possible for me. But much more has to be done.
Aishwarya Trust raises money for the corrective heart surgery and related treatment of children from economically vulnerable backgrounds. The cost of surgery varies from 1.5 to as much as 4 lakh rupees. This is beyond the means of many families in India. But the Trust believes that every child deserves the chance to get the best available care. No parent should lose a child simply because they cannot afford treatment. The mission of the Trust is to support children with CHD across the country and ease the financial burden of their parents. The Trust conducts periodic reviews of children who have undergone heart surgery and counsels parents about the importance of nutrition and hygiene in the aftercare of these children. CHD is among the most common birth defects in India. And yet, how much attention does it receive? How many children die each day because their families have no way to identify this defect and no money for the treatment? There is also no national policy for pediatric heart care in India.